All right, hey, how's it going, guys? This is Jay Ford with another video today. Today, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about success, how you can keep going with success, and we're going to talk about the things that tend to make us backtrack when it comes to success. This is going to be a very short video, so I'm going to get straight to the point. So, as far as continuing success, the first thing that I like to do or that I like to look at is I like to keep doing the things that are working. This is something that you like people, and this isn't anything secret, and this isn't anything that nobody's ever thought about, but it's something that people overlook. Is if it's working, keep doing it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the kind of, sometimes you have to adopt that mindset, and it's something you have to keep continuing to do to move forward and whatever it is that you want to do. You have to just keep doing the things that are working. For example, like I've been losing weight, and this has been one of my biggest goals for this year is to lose weight. As of right now, I've lost 41 pounds as the making of this video, and I have another 20 pounds that I need to lose. One of the things that's working for me is eating more vegetables, lowering my sugar intake, cutting my carbs a little bit, exercise, and continuing to take my multivitamins to make sure I keep my nutrition levels balanced. That's something that has been working for me. If I move out of that and I start eating like trash or eating whatever I think I want to eat, I can just eat bad for 2 days and I've already gained pounds back. I've gained weight back. And it's just what I know. I know what works, and now I know what doesn't work. The second thing, guys, is going to be to continue to improve. Is a term that I learned in my time in the military, was to keep improving your fighting position. It's one of those things where you think about it like this. If and I'll just use it like how the military, how the Army for me uses it. If I dig a fighting position, I literally take a shovel, I dig a little fucking trench, I dig a little bit just so I can put my body in there and I can put my weapon up and fire at the enemy, right? So once the firing and all that is over, right? The initial shock of it, once that's over, I'm going to continue to improve my fighting position. I'm going to make my mount position a little bit higher. I'm going to adjust it to where I can comfortably function inside of that fighting position, make it to where I have better cover in my fighting position. I might even see if I can get some sandbags to put in there to make it a little bit easier for me to mount my weapon on there. I'm going to do everything possible to where, I am going to be able to sustain myself longer and more proficiently. And this is what you have to do with any of these goals that you're doing, right? And I know I said weight loss, and I'm going to stick with that because it's an easy example to go with. This is, I know what works. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try other vegetables. I'm going to try other fruits. I'm going to see if, maybe it sucks eating the same diet every day. Maybe I can introduce other things to where I can still enjoy the things that I like to eat, but without gaining weight. So let me experiment a little bit. Can I have one sweet per day? Can I have one every other day? Maybe I can do that. The way I can still enjoy my foods, but I'm still losing weight. And now this is a more proficient way to lose weight, because now mentally I'm not hurting myself by saying, man, I can't eat this, or I'm not starving myself because I'm saying, well, if I can eat, if I really want to eat some Popeyes, I really want to go eat some Chick-fil-A, some Zaxby's. What can I do in order to still eat those foods, but not gain the weight? Okay, maybe I need to work out more. Maybe I need to work out less. Maybe I need to eat smaller portions. It's just small little things that you have to do to continue to improve on what it is that you're doing and make sure that it continues to work. And this is something that drives people towards success. You got to keep continuing to improve your situation, continue to move forward. And if you don't, then, you're essentially, I'll get to that later, but that's one thing that'll let you backtrack. So, all right. So listen, guys, the third thing for this list, and I'm just doing this a 3 and 3, is to continue success. I really highly recommend that you write things down. You have to write down the small things and then say them out loud. And I know this might sound a little weird. It might sound a little funky. You might be wondering to yourself, like, you know, why do I need to write things down? I'm not really a writing kind of guy. Well, I'll tell you why. What this does, writing just the small stuff down, is it helps to get the things out of your mind, right? And a lot of times when we have a lot of stuff we need to do, or we perceive it as a lot of stuff that we need to do when it's really not, we try to write those things down and think about those things and keep it inside of our head. Well, writing those small steps down on a piece of paper or on your phone, if you have a notepad on your phone that you can use, it helps you visualize and see either the mountain you have to climb or the hill you just have to go up. And another thing that also helps is to say it out loud. How many times have you ever been with yourself or in a situation and you thought it was just so bad and you're like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do, blah, blah, blah. And then once you talk to your friend or your buddy and you start to, you tell them about the issues and the problems you're going through, you're like, man, now that I say it out loud, man, it ain't even really that bad. It's the same thing when it comes to your success and all of the goals that you're trying to accomplish. If you write them down, you'll visually see it. And then if you verbally say it out loud, you might say, oh, well, it's not really that bad. All I got to do is this, that, and the other. And I'm on my way. I'm still going to continue to be on my way. So those are three things that help us continue the success that we have. We keep doing the things that are working. We improve our fighting position. We keep improving on the things that we're doing, and we write things down and we say them out loud. All right. Those are three things, just three things that I personally do to help me continue moving forward. Now on the backside of that, what makes us backtrack? Like what causes us to backtrack? And the first thing that I got on the list here is we don't continue to improve, or we're changing things so much that we stop doing the things that are working. This is one of the biggest reasons, and this is a problem that I face all the time when it comes to like, all this stuff that we tend to do, right? Like me, for example, let's use weight loss. I know it's working. I eat my vegetables. I blend a lot of my vegetables together. I try to eat clean for the majority of the week and then have a couple of cheat meals here and there, but I'm still losing weight that I need to lose, and I'm still in shape and I'm still healthy. Well, let's just say I start saying, well, maybe if I eat healthy 3 times a week and then eat what I want for the rest of the week, then, maybe that'll work. And then it doesn't work. And now I've stopped doing what I was doing because I was eating healthy for the majority of the week. Now I'm not eating healthy for the majority of the week, and I'm not doing the thing that was working. What was working was me eating healthy the majority of the week. But now the majority of the week I'm eating like shit, and it shows. So it's just one example, it goes hand in hand. When you got to keep doing the things that are working, but don't stop doing the things that are working for the sake of attempting to improve your position by cutting corners. And that's what you just don't want to do. So just keep that in mind, guys. Continue to work and improve and continue to change things for the better. But if you immediately see that it's not working or that it's making you fall back, stop experimenting with shit and just continue to do the things that are working and make small adjustments here and there, not major adjustments that are going to pull you back. All right. So the second thing on things that make us backtrack is we bite off a bigger piece than we can chew. All right. And it's one of the things that I have come to realize, and I still have trouble with this sometimes whenever I am attempting to do something, is I will say, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Like let's say I want to start a business, right? And I start this business and I go and I do everything I need to do to get this business off the ground. And then I say, man, you know what? I'm going to start this business and I'm going to go back to school at the same time. And then I say, while I'm starting up this business and I'm going to school full time, I'm gonna learn another language at the same time. This is a classic example of biting off a piece bigger than you could chew. You need to, when you set these goals and you're on your path to accomplishing these goals and moving towards your successful object, what you have to do is you gotta keep these bites small, one thing at a time, what you can handle at a time, and you need to be realistic with it. You can multitask, but you don't need to be multitasking to the point to where now, yeah, you're doing a lot, but nothing's really moving. And all you have to show for it is you can say that you're doing a lot, but you're not really accomplishing anything. Nothing's getting seen all the way through. And it's more important to see things all the way through than to just be doing shit for the sake of doing shit. So just keep that in mind. All right. And the very last thing, and I'll wrap up the video here, guys, we fall victim to addiction and distractions, which hurts our consistency. This is a struggle I think many people go through. It's a struggle that myself, I go through. And your addiction could be anything. It could, I mean, everybody's different. Me personally, my addiction is video games. I am very addicted to video games. If you haven't been able to tell, I love gaming. I could do it every day for the rest of my life, you know, as long as new games came out and whatnot. I mean, I seriously, I absolutely love it. But it's one of the weaknesses that I have. If I set myself to go for a goal, let's say I have an exam I need to study for, and, you know, or a paper that I need to write, or whatever the case may be, I could find myself falling to my addiction and saying that, well, maybe I can, you know, play the game for a couple hours and then do it. But then by the time I get off the game, now I'm too tired to do what it is that I was doing. And I've wasted that time that I could have otherwise spent productively. And it's a never ending cycle. And it's just something we have to be aware of. And one thing that would help with that is to, number one, have a buddy that you trust and that you really talk to frequently, to just step in and remind you about the goals that you have, the plans that you were doing, and someone to hold you accountable, someone to report to. One of the things that when I start to fall, you know, to my addiction and these distractions, I like to just take a step back and say, all right, well, let me just report on everything that I have done thus far. And I have a friend of mine, man, my buddy, I'm writing a comic right now. I'm in the middle of writing my first comic book. And one of the things that helps me to continue that goal is to share some of the ideas that I have with my buddy. It helps me stay accountable for the things that I want to do. It helps me to dislike indulging in these distractions that I get with, you know, other stuff that I'm doing. And, you know, it's just overall, it's just helpful to do it like that. So that's just something I recommend. Consistency, guys, is something you just got to have. And if you're around a lot of people that are going to distract you from these things, then you need to distance yourself away from them. I'm not saying you need to cut people off, nothing like that, but you need to realize when these distractions are coming in, and you need to mitigate and distance yourself from them, and then create a perfect balance to where you can do those fun things without sacrificing your overall, like, meaning towards going for whatever goal that you want. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. If you have any questions, concerns, or other topics you would like me to cover, let me know in the comment section below, and then we'll be back again next time. All right, take it easy.